Hello, everyone. Welcome to In Time. This is breaking news. We have multiple attacks occurring in India right now. It's, as usual during these kinds of events, a little hard to tell what's going on. We're getting multiple reports from multiple sources. The we're going through papers that are both Indian and Pakistani, and we're trying to also go through Reuters and Associated Press and see what's going on. We do know that there were at least 10 explosions in, and let's put this up right here. There were at least 10 explosions at the airport. This has been confirmed by, it's the Srinagar International Airport. It's the Indian airport. It's in India, administered Kashmir. 10 explosions in that area. There appear to also be now multiple explosions in other areas. India is reporting 36 separate locations have been struck, including Amritsar. I'm going to have to learn that one. That's very important. We're going to discuss that one in just a minute. Meanwhile, there appears to have been a counterattack shelling back towards Pakistan. Pakistan is reporting 4 strikes in the Pakistani area since their retaliation for the previous attacks that we talked about. I think it was yesterday. So let me bring this, we'll put this down here for a second. So what we have here is a little over 2 weeks ago, a single gunman gunned down 26 tourists and their tour guide in the India, well, let me put this back up for a second, in Kashmir, in the India administrated region. They were Indian, they were civilians. This was obviously a terrorist attack. Pakistan said that they did not support the terrorist group. They did not know who did it. They did not know why it happened. It had nothing to do with them. Nonetheless, India has retaliated against Pakistan for those attacks. In exchange, Pakistan, who did not see this as a retaliation, but instead as an actual attack on India, by India on Pakistan, Pakistan then has now retaliated against India. Now, India took 2 weeks to use a military retaliation. Until then, they had done administrative retaliation, such as cutting off key water areas that supply Pakistan, I believe, through the Kashmir region, and also are used for hydroelectric power for that area. So they had waited 2 weeks until, and we discussed this with Commander McMillan last night. He felt that 2 weeks was roughly the amount of time needed to figure out what would be a, quote, proportionate response. Now, the problem is, a proportionate response is always tricky. To Pakistan, a proportionate response would be no response at all. They did not claim any responsibility in this attack. We do know the terrorist organization that did claim responsibility. Their ties, my understanding is that their ties to the Pakistani government, in particular their intelligence services, are thin but do exist. So do you blame Pakistan or not? Now, keep in mind, the only reason to do an attack like that is to trigger some kind of war or fighting, which has is now being set off. Indian military officials say multiple drones have been sighted and are being engaged. Again, there were 10 blasts at the airport, and they are claiming 36 separate locations across the country have now been hit. Pakistan is saying that that is a fictitious number and that they have struck less than 16 targets. The reason I say 16 is because 16 was the original estimate by India. So India claimed 16 targets. Pakistan said that's a joke. We haven't hit 16 targets. And then India goes up and says the number has now gone to 36. Nonetheless, along the border in both India and Pakistan, they are asking anyone who does not live in that area to evacuate, and everyone else is sheltering in place. They are stockpiling everything they can. All of the stores are reporting having their shelves emptied, and tourists and villagers are fleeing any area that's been struck so far. India has canceled their cricket, the IPL, which is the sports apparently biggest tournament held in India. It is for them a highly prestigious event. They've canceled that sporting event and others, and Pakistan is canceling their own quote Super League. They've postponed the remaining 8 matches, so they're canceling sporting events. They are getting ready, I think, for a prolonged engagement. This is seen, at least by India, as a massive escalation. If it is indeed 36 separate locations, that's huge. That's a lot more than India had hit. Again, this all started with just a single gunman who unfortunately was successful in killing a large number of tourists. The other area that we do know has been hit is, and I'm going to butcher this one, of course, Amritsar. Okay, why is that one important? That one is one of their most holy sites. That has been a holy site since the time of Buddha. It's been a holy site for hundreds of years. Buddha presumably actually went there and meditated in the meditated at the lake there. It is their single most holy site. They have a palace, which you can see here. This palace has over 2,000 pounds of gold. It is one of their most treasured sites. You can see tourists in this picture all throughout, going in and out of the site. If you want to see this in a larger context, that is the lake in which purportedly Buddha himself would meditate, and the palace around it. And if you want to see it in even bigger context, there it is, 2,000 pounds of gold making up that temple. And again, you can see tourists lining up to get to the temple and throughout the entire area. This is the single most holy site in India, and it has been attacked. No word on whether the temple itself has received any damage, but I suspect a successful attack on the temple itself or any of this area would also be seen as a dramatic escalation. We know that the town that houses it has been hit. That we've been able to confirm. Whether or not the temple itself has been hit, we do not know. Regardless, India again is claiming that 36 separate locations have been hit. Pakistan is saying it's nothing like that. India has retaliated with shelling. We believe it's only 5 specific attacks with shelling. We don't know where it's going to go from there, but having said that, it looks like both sides are preparing for an all-out war between each. This is the single largest conflict since 1999, and at this point we see no evidence that it's going to de-escalate. In fact, this attack by Pakistan is significantly larger than the retaliation that India had done, which was in Pakistan's view, significantly larger than what Pakistan had done, which, as far as their government is concerned, was absolutely nothing. It was an unprovoked attack as far as they're concerned. So again, what the fuck, not a military target? Well, and that's sort of the problem. The very first attack was not a military target. It was a terrorist attack. 26 tourists were gunned down and killed. India retaliated, saying that they would only hit military targets, but hit a mosque and the hospital. I'm not convinced on. I've heard the hospital got hit several times. I haven't seen photos of it, and I've seen several credible news sources that haven't mentioned it. And the lack of the hospital being mentioned is, in my view, noteworthy. So I don't know that a hospital's been hit, but we do know a mosque was hit. So if India hits a mosque, they're going to retaliate. Hitting that, I mean, that's more than a mosque. Let's just say that's more than a mosque. I mean, you could hit a Catholic church in the United States, or you could hit the Vatican. There's a difference. They're both Catholic, but there's a difference. Pakistan is going to, Pakistan, so apparently drones are already being deployed by both sides. India says it's shot down multiple drones. When they say that there were attacks on 36 locations, they have not specified whether those attacks were successful or not. They were just attacks. So they're not saying, 36 places have blown up. We know there have been explosions we've been able to confirm at least 5 different regions. And I suspect, credibly, we can say nearly a dozen different regions across India. Explosions have been reported. So it's a little difficult because, again, India is saying 36 locations have been attacked. If India engages a missile or drone and takes it out, and that missile or drone falls, okay, let's say they send 7 missiles to one location. 6 of them are intercepted along the way. That's 6 separate locations that are going to get attacked. They're going to hear an explosion. They're going to see a light in the sky. Material is going to fall, possibly ignite things or do damage on the ground. They're, oh my God, we got attacked. And then if one missile hits the final location, okay, Pakistan struck one location, but you're going to have 7 locations that have been hit. What do you do about that? That's very hard. I wish we had Commander here. It's very hard to, Pakistan sent the missiles and only tried to hit one location. 7 got hit and it's the same thing when Poland was struck by what appears to have been a missile from Russia, but it was intended for Ukraine. And Ukrainian air defense shot it down. The missile was damaged, continued to fly, but went off course and hit Poland. And killed 2 farmers in Poland. What do you do about that? In that case, at least Poland was not the intended target. In this case, India is the intended target, even if multiple areas are getting struck, whether or not they're intended. It is a complete mess. So, anyways, that's what we're seeing. Again, we're using multiple sources. We're using Indian and Pakistani newspapers and Reuters and Associated Press. You can find more about this on the Discord, but that's what we're hearing. And the attacks, I don't know if they're continuing right now. We do know that Pakistan has... even Pakistan has admitted that they've retaliated against India. So I don't I don't know what to tell you. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the live chat real quick. And what was the, let me get my glasses. So, okay, that was Hindu tourists who had been around. Okay, so they're saying now it's since Wednesday, nearly 50 people have been killed. This is not including the original 25 tourists. Let me, just out of curiosity. All right, well, that's worth noting. Oh, is Xandering? Yeah, we need to talk. Check your messages a bit more. All right. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly check the live chat, and then we'll wait to hear more. Yeah, the Reuters. Okay, so Reuters is reporting that the attacks have come from Pakistan. The Pakistani defense minister is basically saying that the attacks on the airport is a false flag being done by India itself. So I think that's worth noting. We hear that every single time there's a fight. Doesn't mean it isn't true. So we're going to keep an eye on it. This is breaking. We're still working on putting it together. That's why we have a Discord. So those of you who want to see what we're learning as we're learning it, come check us out on the Discord. Yes, so we do know the Chinese. So the Chinese-made J-10s shot down 2 French-made, and the French were. Good to see you, Commander. By the way. So the French craft were Indian. The Chinese craft were Pakistani. That reminds me, is our deal with the Indians that they cannot use their U.S. military equipment, so F-16s and such, to attack, to engage Pakistan? Because it's my understanding, I heard that, but I wanted to confirm if that's true. So let's... Nate W., member for 3 months, subscriber. Thank you very much for that. And always a pleasure. Really glad when we can get subscribers in here. We are an independently run show. We compose the news from a variety of sources and bring it to you as soon as we've got it, and we're pretty sure we understand what's going on. This one, again, this is rapidly changing situation, but appears to be escalating one way or the other. So, and is, as I said before, right now, the total that is being reported by Reuters is 48 dead since Wednesday, and that would make it the largest, 48 civilians dead since Wednesday. That would make it the largest conflict between India and Pakistan since 1999. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we will let you know if there are any other interesting developments. I will say this. So it looks like the Pakistani defense minister has said that this attack is not them and that these are false flags from India. But he has also said that don't worry, when we do reply, which they intend to do, according to the Pakistani defense minister and according to Dawn, which I believe is a Pakistani newspaper, they've said when Pakistan strikes, we won't need Indian media to report it. The whole world will come to know. Its reverberations will be felt everywhere. That is the Pakistani defense minister. I think that was the defense minister. Let me just... ISPR Director General Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry. Who says that, yeah, India has been... okay. We'll sort it out. It's Pakistan. We said this before when we had the video of the president of Pakistan visibly very upset by the attack from India, and what we're understanding right now is that this is a counterattack. If this isn't what the what Lieutenant General Chaudhry said is, when Pakistan strikes, we won't need Indian media to report it. The whole world will come to know. Its reverberations will be felt everywhere. So it seems to me that if this wasn't them, they still their problem is that it hasn't done enough damage. That's my read on what he's saying. So I think hostilities are growing rapidly in that area. Thank you all for joining us, and we will... Yeah, well, okay. We will let you know on the Discord primarily, unless there's something really big. We'll go live with it. We'll let you know as we know more. Good luck all, and we will see you on Tuesday with a Xandering for downtime, or actually would like to cover, I want to cover the successful overturning of Trump's executive orders pertaining to the Perkins law firm. I think that's big news, and we should cover that. So maybe Xandering and I will do a downtime, and we'll an in time, and we will get a little bit more into that, because I think that one's very important. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you soon. Good night.